for 320, after reading the patch notes, the biggest winners are Seismic Trap. Um, they nerfed the leveling process and early mapping, but once you get Devouring Diadem and Divergent Herald of Agony, Poison Seismic Trap, it's stronger than before because they fixed this. Poisons you inflict deal 20% damage faster. It used to be bugged, now it's fixed, so it's more damage. And on top of that, you are always going to travel to this node, to this influence, so you are very close to Whispers of Doom. Once you take Whispers of Doom, you can either use Punishment or Temporal Chains. You have here Temporal Chains, which is going to give you 18% less action speed on monsters or on bosses, I would say. That means it's going to have 28% less action speed because you're also going to use skitter bots, or even more depending on what level you have on Temporal Chains and your curse effect. And it's also going to give at least 40% more poison duration. So that's one thing. Another thing, another winner, it's going to be Occultist. Yes, Occultist got nerfed, but because they changed the way curses work right now, Occultist, especially cold Occultist, not necessarily called the dot, but any cold Occultist and um, Chaos Occultist, most Bane, even Bane is good. But any Chaos Occultist like Poisonous Concoction Occultist, it's still buffed. The reason being, they removed this 15% increase effect of curses, and they removed malediction. So that means you are 10% squishier, and you deal 10% less damage. But since they changed the hexes, and as an occultist you are most likely always going to travel to Whispers of Doom, you can use 3 curses. And these 3 curses are going to be usually Frostbite or Despair, Elemental Weakness, Punishment, and Temporal Chains, depending on what you need. For my Cold Dot build that I used to play, I would say it's at least 48%. We don't know exactly how they removed the small passive skills here, and they also said they are going to add more small passive skills leading up to Whispers of Doom. But basically, it's at least 48% more damage for the Occultist, but it deals less damage when you are using the Blasphemy setup for mapping, and also you are going to be much squishier. If you relied on Temporal Chains or Enfeeble while doing maps to be tankier, that means now you are very squishy compared to before. So that's one thing. But in terms of damage for the Uber bosses, Occultist got at least 50% more damage. Or at least my build that uses cold damage. Um, another category that got buffed in this patch, even though they didn't change the skills or the ascendancies, are going to be elemental. Any build that deals elemental damage and can afford to anoint or is very close to Whispers of Doom. Because right now these curses, the ones that lower the resistance, are very OP. Also, punishment is very OP. You can include, even though let's just say you use chaos, you use a build that uses chaos and can afford the anointing Whispers of Doom, you can use punishment, and that's a massive damage boost. Especially the bosses tend to be more difficult in the last phases, in the last 3 to 4 phases, when their HP is very low. So this, if you decide to run punishment, it's very good right now. So this is pretty much the meta. This is what is going to be very good. Once again, Seismic Trap, Poison Seismic Trap, Occultist, especially Cold and Chaos Occultist, that can easily take Whispers of Doom. Maybe can also take the 15% increase effect of your curses. That is going to be somewhere on the tree. We don't know exactly where it's going to be. They changed Skittering Runes. So we don't know for sure how much curse effect we are going to get, but overall, Occultist got very big damage buffs, and the same goes for any other elemental build. And don't forget the poison Seismic Trap.